It doesn't matter why I was there, where the air is sterile and the sheets sting. It doesn't matter that I was hooked up to this thing that buzzed and beeped every time my heart leaped, like a man whose faith tells him God's hands are big enough to catch an airplane or a world. Doesn't matter that I was curled up like a fist protesting death, or that every breath was either hard labor or a hard time, or that I'm always either too hot or too cold. It doesn't matter. Because my hospital roommate wears Star Wars pajamas. And he's 9 years old. His name is Lewis. I don't have to ask what he's got. The bald head with skin and bones frame speaks volumes. The Game Boy and the feather pillow booms like they're trying to make him feel at home, because he's going to be there for a while. I manage a smile the first time I see him, and it feels like the biggest lie I've ever told, so I hold my breath, because I'm thinking any minute now he's going to call me on it. I hold my breath because I'm scared of a 57-pound boy hooked up to a machine. Because he's been watching me, and maybe I've got him pegged all wrong. Like, maybe he's bionic or some shit. So I look away. Like I just made eye contact with a gang member who's got a rap sheet the length of a lecture on dumb mistakes politicians have made. I look away like he's going to give me my life back the minute I've got something to trade. I damn near pull out my backpack and say, "Cigarette?" But my fear subsides the moment I realize Lewis is all about show and tell. He's got everything from a shotgun shell to a crow's foot, and he can put them all in context like, see, this is from a shooting range, and see, this is from a weird girl. I watch his hands curl around a cufflink and a tie tack, and I realize that every knickknack is a treasure, and every treasure's got a story. And every time I think I can't handle any more, he hits me with another story. He says, see, this is from my father. See, this is from my brother. See, this is from that weird girl. And see, this is from my mother. It took me 2 days to figure out that that weird girl is his sister. It took him about 2 hours today after she left for him to figure out that he missed her. They visit every day and stay well past visiting hours. Because for them, that term doesn't apply. But when they do leave, Lewis and I are left alone, and he says, the worst part about being sick is that you get all the free ice cream that you ask for. He says the worst part about that is that realizing there's nothing more that they can do for you. He says ice cream can't make everything okay. And there's no easy way of asking, and I already know what he's going to say, but maybe he just needs to say it, so I ask him anyway, are you scared? Lewis doesn't even lower his voice when he says, fuck yeah. I listened to a 9-year-old boy say the word fuck, like he was a 30-year-old man with a nosebleed being lowered into a shark tank. He's got a right to it, and if it takes this kid a curse word to help him get through it, I want to teach him to swear like the devil was sitting there taking notes with a pen and pad, but before I can forget that Lewis is 9 years old, he says, please don't tell my dad. He asks me if I believe in angels, and before I realize I don't have the heart to tell him, I tell him not lately. I just lay there waiting for him to hate me. But he doesn't know how to, so he never does. Lewis loves like a man who lived in a time before God gave religion to men and left it to them to figure out what hate was. He never greets me with silence, only smiles. And a patience I've never seen in someone who knows they're dying. And I'm trying so hard not to remind him I'll be out of here in a couple days, smoking cigarettes and taking my life for granted, and he'll still be planted in this bed like a flower that refuses to grow. I've been with him for 5 days, and all I really know is that Lewis loves to pull feathers out of his pillow and watch them float to the ground, almost as if he was the philosopher inside the scientist, ready to say that it's gravity that's been getting us down. The truth is, there's not enough miracles to go around, kid. But I swear to whatever God I can find in the time that I have left, I'm going to remember you. I'm going to tell your story as often as every story you told me, and every time I tell it, I'll say, see, there is bravery in this world. And I don't often believe in angels, but on the day I left, Lewis pulled a feather from his pillow and said, this is for you. I half expected him to say, see, this is the first one I grew.